Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today is day 18 of learning MVim or learning Vim. And today is a special day because we just passed the final exam. So now most of you that have been following so far will be able to enable Vim mode in your favorite editor. It could be Visual Studio, it could be Writer, it could be JetBrains that had Vim mode, and try to practice everyday motions there and see how it goes. It will allow you to do different things and to get more performant and maybe quicker in editing. So you can notice now the difference. And now with those motions you can go ahead and try editing. But now this is the breakthrough where we are going to start learning about things that are Vim specific things. So Vim and NeoVim have some things called buffers and called tabs and splits, and these are things that are in a separate unit because you can now start understanding why people like to edit in Vim maybe more than using their normal editor. The first thing that you have noticed from the beginning of the tutorial is that we have a split window. So basically there is a window that is this frame that is displaying content, and we have a tab page that is like tabs in the browser, and we have buffers that is like the content and the document itself. So basically we can check how many buffers are in the active window, as this is like a message that is filled by the plugin itself. It won't count as a buffer. So the only thing that is maybe active right now for us, it will be all this text that represents that. And the explanation is in the plugin itself. So if we do ls, like in Linux for listen directory, you can see the list of buffers that we have. That we have one that is called no name. That it should be this one that we have, the number H. So it says that you should see two, but really you just have one. So here we will start learning how to work with buffers. And that's a thing that is proper to Vim and is very useful when we are using multiple files. So let's check what we can do. It says when you have multiple buffers open, you can navigate between them using command line commands, like vnext to go to the next buffer, vprep to go to the previous buffer and the number, so we can go to a specific buffer, vfirst or vlast to go to the first and last buffer, vd to delete the current buffer from memory, as the window could be closed. So if we use like vd, we'll close that window, and vd again, it will leave out empty totally. We can just go back the learn. So you can see now that this window is the second tab is considered a buffer. So if we do like vnext to go to our next buffer, we don't have one. If we do vpref, as that window was read-only, we cannot do that. So we need to do q and do q again. You see, this is the last buffer, and we cannot write because we can't. So we will have to just do bd, and nothing else can be done here. We have to do QA. I mean QA because we cannot save anything. So basically what this means, so we will go back again to learn Vim. we will need to find a way to open buffers. Right now, we know how to navigate them, but we don't know how to open them. So let's check what it's doing. We did VD the last time. Oh, I forgot to turn on screen key. So now that I'm typing, you can now see what I'm typing, but I was just typing here. And if you are used to see this pane with the status, you can just check it back. But there was not that much to say. So the other thing that comes with buffer is this kind of configuration that we call splitting things. So we can view multiple buffers or the same buffer side by side within this single tab page. So basically, this that I achieve will just do BD to disappear the exercise. If we do as it says split, see, now I have two buffers. Now I have just the same buffer but with two instances. So we can just do Q here and it will close it. And an interesting thing, if I do a split again and I just let's say that I go here and start editing, like I do insert. I cannot because it's not modifiable. So let's do Q and let's do Q again. I should have been. I should have opened the tutorial. If I do split and I start writing, as you see, they are just unsplit for the same window as I am writing on the first one and in the second one. So they are basically the same thing. Just it allows you to visualize it into different lines. The same happens with the split. As they are not part of the same buffer, if I do big next, it will change this one. But if I start inserting things here, this is a completely new buffer and it won't be reflected on this next one. So that's just a thing to allow you. And if you see, you can shortcut the split and v-split using just split and v-split to do vertical. So you can end up with lots of configuration for the editor, and all of them are managed, are handled with the mouse if you want. But that's a thing with the MV. So I want to do something different right now. Let's do QA. So let's do MV new file.txt. We had a file that already we did on the past. So let's do QA. Let's do new txt file too. And let's insert a new text for buffer 2. Let's do WQ. Let's open MVim. So let's say that we are going to do my file.txt. Oh, I have to open files. That just say split my file.txt. You can see that now I have a file below. And if I do ls, it will say that I have a new one that is no name, and the second one it says my file.txt. So if I go to the number 2, so I do big next, and I do ls, you can see that now we are having two buffers with the same content because we switching them back. So if I do vpref, it will say that the current one will be the other one, and if I insert text, it won't be reflected on my file like this. So next vpref. It will alternate between buffers. So if I do Q and Q, it will say, oh, okay, your file doesn't have any of those. So let's do QA again. Let's check them out with this one. I think that I have created two files here, so I will open one. And let's say that I will do VSP. You remember that is the new file 2.txt. And as you can see now, we have two buffers. And if we do ls, we can check that we have three buffers. The one with the tilde that I just opened. The one marked as 3, that is the one with the new file, and the other one that is the new file.txt. And if we do b next, you can see that we also have the editor open, and we can do that kind of sort of thing. But you need to know that we are moving on the active window. So if we change for this window we will be able to change it as much as I want. Even I think that I could get to the editor. But again, we have two buffers on this side, and if we change side, we have the same thing on the both sides of the window. So here we have these two, here we have these two. So I want just to show that, so we can move very quickly on navigation. So let's go to the next one, and it will say, it will encourage us to do some exercises on splitting windows. But this is the right thing. If you saw the last time, I have to click every window just to move on. Now we have this cheat sheet, I don't know. These cheats will be our like pattern to be able to move between windows without using the mouse. That is the objective. You just say, it will tell us if we have a window on the left, we can move with Control W, H, and J, K, L, like if we were moving on a document. And what we can do in each window. If I do Control WC, I could close the window. And if I do VSP, and do another split, and do another VSP. So we have a lot of windows. How to move between them? Control W, W, Control W, W. We are now in the Control W, W. We are on the same letter, the U. But you can see that every time that I press it, it changes here on the active window because they have the subtitle. You can see which one we are. Basically, with Control W, we can move on. But if I do Control WH, it will move to the left. Control W, K will move upwards. Control W, L to the left. To the right, I mean, Control W, And the one I'm missing is H to go to the left. And we can close or quit using Control W quit, Control W quit, Control W C to close it. So that's our cheats, cheats to navigate this. And that's a great thing to do. So it will guide us through exercises to be more comfortable on that. It says like do a split, I mean team, and then do close to close the extra window. So it will close the one that we are in. So the one active. So again, if I do a spin, I will have active one of the windows. Which one I will close? The one that is active. Which one is active of this one? If I do Control W and I move to the next one and I do close, it will close this one. So, very good thing. Learn next. And this is other way of learning things. And this is where we will understand how to appreciate even more Vim. Because we have this concept of tabs very likely in the browser. This is not a new thing, and you can try it in Vim also. With the tab new, it will create a new tab. And again, while we understand how to navigate between tabs, we will do click. But immediately say that we can use tab next to go to the next tab. And in this next tab, I could, of course, open a new instance of the Vim. Oh, it will carry me about the previous one. But in the other tab, if I do tab pref, tab next, if I do, did I use a row? No. I think that is tilde. Let's do p tilde my new file.txt. We will have the thing open. Here I could close the file. I should have you press up. So I could do Control W and do ls. You will see that now we have two buffers, the one with the exercise, the other one with the file, and the one with the new file. So if I do tab pref, it will allow me to move between tabs. And we can do that tab close. And it will just leave out with the new tab. So tab new. And we can open here learn. Tab pref. Tab next. So you can navigate between files and have on each file its own layout. So you can have like one window with the file manager, one new with the thing that you want to have. So let's do it the hard way because we haven't seen how to navigate files. Let's see, we just open the directory and we just want to open a file without losing the directory view. So we do this and we do esp my new file to that txt. We have now a file. I think that I'm missing like a dot, but tab pref. It's new file. That's what I haven't been able to open. So we can just like junk a line from here, go tab next, and paste it here. So that's how things work, and it will, as you can see at the up part, it will track which one of them has had changes and which one doesn't have changes. So if I do Control W, I could go to the next buffer and be writing things like taking notes. Taking notes, like taking my notes about the code or documenting it, and press escape, Control W, come back here and do some stuff like dd and inserting new things to copy, and then do press escape, yank the line or copy a macro from here, do tab pref and paste it here. So we can right now, without touching anything, we can manage multiple files. So that's a pretty nice thing to have and to learn anything. Let's replace the current window. Yes. And let's do next. Same, we will just do, we will show you the power. And so in the lesson 12.6, it will say what I just said. Get a new, you can junk text from buffer, open a new window or tab, and switch to a different buffer or create a new one and paste action. So let's do this. What I say. Junk this line, tab new, paste it. Pretty good. And then we do close. And we have closed the buffer, but if we see here, we have the buffer open. So I think that we can do be next. And you now see what be pref because we don't have the one that was the exercise content, because that's a temporal thing. Then the same, yank this line, split, and again, if I do P, it will paste on the two sides. Now we have this, so let's do yeah. So now that was the totality of module 12. I will gather some information additionally, so in the next one you can check with me what we can do. Also with files, maybe we could open multiple files and you can see me editing and switching back and forth between tabs. And that could be a good lesson for the upcoming future. Right now, the module 13 will teach us other concepts like deleting parts of an inner word or something like that, because that's another thing that you could do. But I will do some brief examples of other things that you can say. Do you remember that it will say 2DW, it will delete the two next words, right? But what if we do D, 2D, 2, like J? What that did? Again, 2D, 2L. To D, to W. What that did? To J, I don't know, to, the way to see what we did is just to yank it or just paste it. But let's do D. To D, to No, instead of J, let's do jump to J. And we jump 5 lines. Why we jump that much? Because we say do 2 jumps, right? So we jump two words here and to here. And then we say like and do this movement, like move to go down to, and this allows us to have 2 lines. And again, the same could happen here. Let's do it here. To D to H. See, we are doing movements and deleting while moving. While moving. So if I do 2D, 2L, I do undo. So we are doing deletion, and now we are going to move 2 to the left. Because we were repeating the motion 2 times, it did that. So that's why if I do 2D to J to go upside, it will do 2 times and combine with the transformation. So that's a thing that you can also concatenate and do experiments with when using it. That just was another thing before moving up to that and trying to junk parameters and these other advanced things that we are just going to see. Just wanted to make it clear. So I hope you have a good understanding of the video. If not, leave me a comment down below. I will be more than happy to go on deeper on the subjects. And see you in the next video. Have a nice day. Bye bye.